Hey everybody, it's Val from Autistic Interpretations. It's time for another Q&A. In today's Q&A, I'm going to answer a question by follower Wendy, who said, I've never heard it before, but I noticed Jessica's voice change when she self-talks. Does she talk to herself as another person? So I thought I had done a video like this, but I quickly looked through and I didn't find it where I've addressed this. So if this is a repeat, pardon me. So Jessica has engaged in self-talk forever, and I'm not sure at what point we realized that her self-talk often involved another person in her life that she was having an imaginary conversation with. But I think probably as a child it would have been harder to detect this was happening, but as she got older, she perfected imitating people's voices, and she can imitate voices to the point of we've heard her having conversations and thought the other person was at our house. And I remember one time she was in her room and I heard my sister-in-law, and I thought she was in there, and I'm like, well, when did she get here? I didn't know. Why did she come to visit? And she wasn't there. It was Jessica having an imaginary conversation with this person. She used to do it with Granny, and actually sometimes we still, even though Granny passed away in 2019, we still hear her having conversations with Granny. And I think the best way for me to describe it is to say that she is herself. Jessica first mentioned something as herself, then she has the next part of the conversation as the other person. It's really no different than you and I having conversations in our head that we often play out when we're going to see somebody and we think, oh, I'm going to tell them this. Or if you're practicing a conversation you want to have with a friend, a boss, a spouse, or whatever, and you think through what you're going to say, it's very similar to that, only hers are out loud instead of just in her head, and she has this uncanny ability to sound just like other people. So listening to Jessica's self-talk is often informative. We can pick up clues to what's on her mind, what she's thinking, what she's worried about or anxious about. It's usually people that are not here. So when I'm not home, she has conversations with me, and somebody else can hear her going back and forth as me, and then her, and me, and then her. And it's the way she works through a lot of anxieties too. So you know, since I'm often the voice of reason for her and help her, you know, if I'm not here or if I'm not in the room with her, she might have that conversation with me to self-soothe, to work through these things in a way that she feels like I would do if I was present. And then she kind of has her own way of talking to each person. Like when she talks to Granny, it's more of a kind of catching her up on things and telling her some news and stuff like that. So it's not a personality that we're not familiar with. Like Jessica does not have multiple personalities. She has one. She's Jessica, and when we hear her self-talking and have a conversation with two people, we can tell who it is. We always can identify who she's talking to. So it's never been a concern that it's anything other than self-talk out loud, where most of us have it inside our head. I think that most likely Jess does this more frequently than the average person, and I think a big part of that is Jessica's social circle is small, and she is she enjoys being social, and she enjoys talking to people, and I think she fills some of her empty time and empty space with conversations with people, even when they're not here. And I do see it as a healthy practice for her. It helps her not be lonely. It helps her stay connected. I think it helps her feel connected to those people. And I also think it helps. It's, you know, just like when we practice a conversation in our head with somebody, even though Jessica might not have the same conversation when she sees those people, she's comfortable enough because she's been practicing talking to them that she can talk to them easier than she can otherwise. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all. That's my answer to that question. Does Jess talk to herself as another person? She does. She has a two-way conversation. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask in the comments below, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching.